March 17, 1941. 3 o'clock in the morning. Deep in the black heart of the North Atlantic, the German submarine U-99 bursts through the surface. It's not a graceful emergence. It's a violent, desperate lurch, like a wounded beast breaking for air. Waves crash over her deck, and the emergency lights flicker wildly, throwing strange, dancing shadows across the conning tower. Corvetting Captain Otto Kretschmer, Germany's top U-boat ace, stumbles onto the bridge. His uniform is soaked, and his eyes strain to pierce the inky darkness. But all he sees are the blinding glares of approaching searchlights. The air is a toxic mix of diesel fumes and curdite. The boat lists heavily to one side, a clear sign of the damage inflicted by the British hedgehog mortars. His gun crew scrambles to the 88mm deck cannon. Their fingers are numb from the freezing spray, but they try to load a shell. It's a pointless gesture. The destroyers are already too close, their silhouettes looming out of the night like avenging specters. You can almost feel the collective heartbeat of the crew, a frantic, pounding drum against the roar of the sea. Then, HMS Van makes its move. The British destroyer charges forward at 27 knots, its reinforced bow slicing through the water with lethal intent. There is a deafening screech of tortured metal as the Van Eyck's prow crunches into U-99's flank. The U-boat shudders violently. Deck plates buckle and men are thrown from their feet into the churning, icy waves. Through the chaos, Kretschmer's voice cuts like a knife, abandon ship. All hands overboard. The order is clear, final. The crew pours out from the hatches, their life vests inflating as they hit the tumultuous water. The boat's hull groans in agony. Water floods the compartments and the powerful diesel engines sputter, choke, and finally die. The once mighty Type VIIB U-boat, the terror of the Atlantic, is now just a sinking iron tomb. Petty officers grab signal pistols, firing flares that arc into the night sky. For a brief moment, they illuminate the faces of the crew in the water, faces etched with a mixture of shock and defiant anger. Down below, in the rapidly flooding control room, Lieutenant Eichelborn knows what he has to do. He grabs the precious Enigma machine, the key to Germany's secret naval codes. With a heavy hammer, he smashes it to pieces, ensuring its secrets will go down with the ship. Charts, logbooks, and secret orders swirl in the rising water, their ink dissolving into the brine. The hydrophone operator, Kurt Schroeder, clings to a bulkhead, his headset dangling uselessly. There are no more pings to listen for, no more merchants to hunt. There is only the cold, final embrace of the Atlantic. Men swim frantically toward the lifeboats being lowered by the British destroyers. They flail in the heavy swells, desperate for rescue. Others cling to floating debris, their breath coming in ragged, painful gasps. Kretschmer is the last man to leave his boat. He dives into the waves, the Knight's Cross at his neck, Germany's highest military honor bobbing on the surface like a discarded toy. The second destroyer, HMS Walker, circles the scene, her crew hauling the German survivors aboard with ropes and nets. The faces of the British sailors are grim, serious. They extend hands to their enemies, pulling them from the depths. The Germans, coughing up seawater, are wrapped in rough wool blankets. Kretschmer is dragged onto the deck of the Walker. His legs buckle beneath him. A British rating wordlessly offers him a cigarette. "You're done, Jerry," the sailor mutters. There's no malice in his voice, just the bone-deep weariness of a long and brutal war. Kretschmer nods slowly. His eyes are fixed on the sea, watching as U-99's conning tower slips beneath the waves. The periscope is the last part to go, vanishing in a final swirl of foam. 40 of his men are saved. One is lost, the boat's cook, swept away in the initial chaos of the ramming. Later, aboard the Van Eyck, the captured Germans huddle together in the mess hall. Steam rises from their sodden clothes as hot, sweet tea is pressed into their trembling hands. Kretschmer sits apart from the others, his mind replaying the night's events. The convoy they were hunting had seemed to vanish into thin air. And then the escorts, they had appeared out of nowhere, striking with unerring, deadly accuracy. He turns to his second-in-command, Eichelborn, and whispers a single word, "How?" Eichelborn just shakes his head. They have no idea. They don't know about the Allies' new secret weapon. They don't know about the networks of Huff-Duff Towers high-frequency direction-finding stations that line the British coasts. These invisible ears can pinpoint a U-boat's location the moment it transmits a radio message. And they don't know about the new hedgehog mortars, a weapon designed specifically to counter the U-boat's evasive maneuvers. While Germany's Wolfpacks were clinging to their old, successful tactics, the Allies had been innovating, evolving. They had turned the tables. The news gets worse. Intercepted signals soon confirm the Wolfpack's worst fears. U-100, commanded by another famous ace, Joachim Schepke, is also gone. Rammed and sunk by HMS Walker on the very same night. Schepke himself was crushed on his own bridge. Another U-boat, U-110, manages to escape for now, but the net is tightening. In his command bunker in Lorient, France, the commander of the U-boat force, Admiral Karl Dönitz, paces frantically before his maps. The pins marking his gray wolves are disappearing at an alarming rate. The so-called happy time, the period when U-boats roam the Atlantic almost unopposed, is over. Monthly tonnage of Allied shipping sunk plummets from over 300,000 tons to less than half that. Convoys armed with new intelligence are being rerouted around the known Wolfpack positions. Otto Kretschmer, now a prisoner of war, stares at the steel bulkheads of the British destroyer. The truth is sinking in, colder and heavier than the Atlantic seawater. The ocean is no longer their hunting ground. The prey has grown teeth. In the days that follow, during interrogations in Liverpool, fragments of the new reality begin to emerge. The survivors talk about Allied aircraft, equipped with powerful new radar that could spot a surfaced U-boat, even in the dead of night. They whisper about corvettes armed with forward-throwing depth charge projectors that could blanket a submerged U-boat-esque position. With explosives, the U-boat crews, who once laughed at the incompetence of the Tommy escorts, are now in a state of shock and disbelief. Convoys are slipping through their patrols untouched, while U-boats are vanishing one by one. In his mind, Kretschmer begins to write a report, a desperate warning for the Kriegsmarine, adapt or die. But for him, it is too late. His war is over. The sea always claims its toll in war, but the greatest loss for Germany on this night wasn't just two of its best U-boats and two of its top commanders. It was the loss of the illusion of invincibility. The hunter had become the hunted, and as the story of U-99's demise spread, a chilling question began to echo through the naval commands of the world's powers. If this could happen to the formidable German U-boats, what did it mean for the future of undersea warfare? Could their own underwater fleets be next? Thanks for watching. If you found this piece of naval history as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you do miss our next deep dive into the conflicts that shaped our world. See you next time.